Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Cioffi. It's weather in 5 days in 5 minutes. And what we're looking at here is a reconnaissance aircraft that at noontime is investigating Tropical Depression 3. And what you're seeing, you see that little icon there, that is the Air Force plane. It is pointed toward that brown dot. That's where the circulation center is. 1,005 millibars was measured as the lowest pressure when the plane made its first pass from the northeast. And one of the things that the plane has found is if you look down at the track where you see the yellow, those are all wind barbs and wind speeds of 45 to 50 knots at flight levels. So this system, this depression is very close to tropical storm strength, if not already a tropical storm. I think what they're waiting for perhaps is to find some stronger winds closer to the center. The gales that you're seeing here, these 55-knot winds, are about 90 miles to the south of the circulation center, roughly. Actually, a little bit less than that, maybe more like 60 miles south. So we'll see what the Hurricane Center does with this. It's out over the open waters. It's not moving very fast, and it looks like it's going to stay out over the open waters. So this should become a tropical storm later today. We'll see what the Hurricane Center does with this. And this is what it looks like on the satellite loop. You see the turning that is going on in the southwestern Gulf of Mexico. Oftentimes, weather systems down here tend to get trapped, but the steering flow is very light. And eventually, as we go through the rest of this week, we're going to see an increasing southerly flow in the Gulf, and that's going to start to draw this system further to the north. Here's a close-up view where you're seeing convection breaking out near the center. That looks fairly impressive here. Probably just needs a little bit more solidification of the core before the Hurricane Center does something with this. And here's the forecast from the Hurricane Center, just kind of meandering in the Gulf of Mexico and the Southwest Gulf for another day or two, and then making a track toward the north. And the forecast is for this to strengthen once it moves out into the open southwest, south central Gulf of Mexico, and then continues on a track toward the north. So this looks like it will become a threat to the Gulf Coast sometime later Sunday or perhaps on Monday. Just we'll of course keep our eyes on it. It's been a very active early start to the hurricane season, as we've already gotten our first two named storms. And if this thing does get named, this will be the earliest that we've ever gotten to the C name as far as tropical systems are concerned. Okay, let's go to the situation back home. And there are some severe weather risks today across the Great Lakes and into western Pennsylvania and western New York. You can see this east-west band of slight to enhanced risk being indicated. For tomorrow, much of our area is going to be at risk for severe weather. The Storm Prediction Center has expanded the severe weather area, pushed it a little bit further to the north and east, marginal risk to just to the east and north of New York City, going northwestward, covering the northern half of New Jersey and northern Pennsylvania. And then you have this large band of slight risk running from the Central Plains across the Ohio Valley, covering much of Pennsylvania, the southern half of New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, and northern West Virginia. So this is going to be with a cold front that will be coming through here for tomorrow. The satellite loop showing clouds now rolling into the northeast. We have a warm front that is setting up, and there are some showers on the radar moving southeastward from upstate New York. Looks like some of those showers will be clipping parts of the Hudson Valley and Connecticut and Long Island. Also seeing some scattered showers back through Pennsylvania and parts of New Jersey, all moving southeastward. So for the rest of the day, looks like at the very least we're going to be sitting in a lot of clouds. Every once in a while the sun will poke its nose through, and then we're going to be watching to see how these showers play out. There's your warm front to our west. Behind it is warmer, more humid air that's going to start coming in for tomorrow. There's very dry air and relatively cool air over us today. And of course, the cloud cover is going to limit the warm up. Rainfall amounts for the next 7 days, pretty loaded in the Gulf of Mexico with that orangish to brown area. The brown patches are 7 to 10 inches. of rain. The other area, the larger orange area, is 5 to 7 inches, pushing into the Florida Panhandle and much of Florida in 2.5 to 3 inches plus, and that carries all along the immediate Gulf Coast and back over toward Louisiana and then off the southeast coast. Here in the northeast and northern mid-Atlantic states, the rainfall from any showers and thunderstorms that we'll get either today or certainly tomorrow will be on the order of, say, a half an inch to maybe as much as 3/4 of an inch to an inch of rain, depending on how strong the storms are. So let's take a look at what the GFS is doing with all of this. I'm just going to roll it back a little bit. And of course, you see a little patchy shower activity there in the northeast, the thunderstorms in the enhanced risk back through Wisconsin and Iowa and the Great Lakes. And then for tomorrow, here's our cold front that comes through during the afternoon and evening with some showers and storms ahead of it. You're also starting to see the rains in the Gulf Coast from whatever tropical system is there. And then moving forward, this front's going to kind of hang around a bit for the rest of the week. So we're not going to be in the clear here. Not that it rains all the time. It's going to be warm, and we are going to see some chances for some pop-up storms Thursday, and maybe again much more widely scattered. It looks like for Friday, and then on to the weekend. And this is where we'll hopefully see some improvement as there is a bit of a high that's going to be coming down once that weather front pushes far enough offshore. It looks like there might be one more frontal passage to get through on Saturday before it turns drier. And in the meantime, you can see how the model takes the system in the Gulf of Mexico and moves it up into Louisiana and then moves northward from there. So obviously that's no threat to us, but certainly going to be a threat to the Gulf Coast. So there's a lot of weather going on here for the early part of June. We're going to keep our eyes on things going forward as we always do. And don't forget tonight, the Joe and Joe Weather Show on my YouTube channel, Joe Cioffi, and that's at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. So have a good day. And by the way, after today, where temperatures are struggling in the 60s to maybe warm spots getting up close to 70, we should make it up into the 80s tomorrow, Thursday, and again on Friday, especially away from the ocean.